Welcome everyone to week 9 of our 10-week series that we're doing on your sovereign healthcare plan. And, part of the reason that I put this series together is that we really have to, as a collective, take responsibility, take the onus back. We've given our power away to doctors and a medical profession that we hang on their words, on their tests, on their knowledge to tell us what's going on with our own body. And really, as a sovereign, you have to take that responsibility back. You can't depend on somebody else. You can't depend on an annual checkup to go and, hey, let's just make sure that everything's okay. Well, I don't go to an annual checkup because I know everything's okay. If there was an issue, then I would go to the doctor. See, we have to reprogram that thinking of, going to someone else to make sure that we're okay. No, we're okay. If there's a problem, then go and seek help from others. But really, we have to get out of that mindset that we have to check in with someone else to make sure that we're okay. I mean, that's a little convoluted. Anyways, this week is week number 9, and we are concentrating on movement and sunlight. And it's really, really important to move. Those are two very important things in your healthcare regimen to gain sovereignty. You have complete and total control over those two things, and they're absolutely free. Now, when I talk about movement, I'm talking about moving your body. So a lot of people like to call it exercise. Well, exercise has that word, oh, I've got to do something. No, you have to move your body. Our bodies were not made to sit in a cubicle or in a stationary place for 8 hours a day. It is so detrimental to your health to be stationary. Think of it this way. Our body is made up. I'm going to share my screen here. Share. Our body is made up of mostly water. I pulled up a graphic. Let me get that for you guys. Okay, so look, this is the percentage of water in our body. So our brain is composed of 75% of water, blood 83, heart 79, bones 22, not that important on the bones, muscle 75, liver 85%, kidneys 83%. So one big thing, stay hydrated. Dehydration and a lack of water in your body, fluid in your body, and keeping your body and your cells hydrated can cause many health issues. And just think, if there's a lot of foods and there's a lot of things that we eat that causes and a lot of medications people take that are diuretics that pulls the water out. So if you're not consuming enough water and you're taking a medication or you're eating foods that are pulling water out of these vital organs, look, that are made up of 75% water in your brain, 85% water in your liver. That's not an important organ that filters everything out of your body. Your kidneys, 83, that's huge. Blood, 83% water. So water, you know what happens to water when it sits still, okay? I'm going to go back, stop share. You know what happens to water in a pond or a retention area that sits still. One, it gets this green algae on top of it. It gets a film on it. It's a great breeding place for critters and mosquitoes, and it just is yucky. Water that is stagnant is yucky. Water that flows, think of it like the ocean. There's some oceans that are ugly, but a creek, a stream. Water is meant to flow. It's meant to go. It's not meant to sit still and be stagnant. When it sits still and gets stagnant, it gets congested. So since our body is made up of so much water, you need to move your body. Take away the word exercise, get that read, because you think exercise, oh, it's dreaded, right? But you have to move your body. So how are you going to move your body? One, very simple, go outside and go for a walk. Get a little trail, a 2-mile trail, or go out a certain distance and come back. Go out a mile, come back a mile. I mean, the phones have all kinds of tracking. You can see how far you're going, and then do it daily. The most important thing is you've got to do it frequently, right? You can't just do it once this week and then next week I'll take a walk, and then no, you have to, on a daily basis, move your body. Now, you can lift weights, you can go to Pilates, you can go to yoga, you can spend 20 minutes on the ground just stretching in all kinds of different ways to get your body moving and your joints opened up. You can run sprints, you can ride a bicycle. There's so many different ways to get your body moving, lift weights, go to a class, go to a dance class. So many different ways. There's zero excuse for not moving your body on a daily basis. And like I showed you, your body's made of water. It has to move. You have to get it, your organs and everything need to flush out, get the toxins, get the stuff, get the nutrients, get the waste, and get it out of your body. If you keep waste in your body, that's when disease, illness, inflammation happens. So you have to move, and you have to do it frequently. It has to be a daily routine. Okay. So one, and you can take charge of that. You can do it for free. You can do it right out of your house. What I do on my personal, this is where I'm having an issue in being inconsistent or frequent. So what I've broken down, and I have a 3-mile walk that I do outside. So I walk, then I do exercises in the house or outside the house, but all body exercises. So I've got a little routine that I do, but mostly body weight, and then I walk, then I exercise, and I walk, then I exercise, and then on Sunday I take the day off. And for me right now, that's as much as I need to keep the weight off, to keep my body looking like I want it to look. But I'm also in the pool with kids 3 hours a day, lifting and moving, and like I'm constantly moving. I'm not sitting still. But that's my job. So get moving. No excuse. Zero excuse for not moving. The second thing is the sunlight. Sunlight, again, free. It's available to everyone, no matter if it's hot like I'm down in here in Florida, or if you're up north. If it is a sunny day, bundle up, but get out there and expose some of your skin, your face, your hands. It'd be great if you could be bundled up, take off your shoes and socks, and put your bare feet against the ground so that you can ground and touch the earth with your feet and get those good frequencies and vibrations, electrons in your body. Now, couple things. We're teaching about how to be sovereign. Things that I've learned 2 things when it comes to sunlight and grounding that I wanted. That's why I put it into this series, because they're free, they're easy, you can do them all the time. One would be grounding, which grounding is just touching the earth. So your feet absorb a lot through the soles of your feet. I don't know if you've seen those patches that are really popular now, where they put this detox patch on the bottom of your foot, and then you peel it off and it's like black because it pulls all the toxins out of the bottom of your feet. Also, I'm not sure if you've ever I've done it before. It's really disgusting. A foot soak bath where you put your feet in and they put these electrodes in the water, and some, I don't know if it's bath, so I don't know what they put in the water, clay, bentonite clay or bath salts or Epsom salt, whatever they put in the water, but the electrodes go in there and it pulls all the toxins out of the soles of your feet, and it makes the water like black, dark green, brown, like the colors of the crap that comes out of your feet is so gross. Like it's really gross. And you can see the oils, like you can have a film. I highly suggest you do it one time in your life so that you can see that. I particularly didn't like it that much. So I probably should do it again, but have that experience. It's pretty cool. Go to somebody that knows what they're doing and can put the right stuff in the water. And but it's called a foot detox, I believe it's called. I would highly recommend it. But be prepared to be grossed out. So part of being sovereign is figuring out these things on your own. Like, yeah, I didn't know what a foot bath was. I was in a little shop and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like they had a little area in the back and foot detox. And I asked the lady, there's like a crystal supplement shop, real cute little herbal shop. And asked her what it was. And she told me what it was. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me make an appointment and come back and try it. Right. So don't be afraid to go try different things for trial and error and see how they work with your body and see if it's something that you like, and then do it on a regular basis. But I've stumbled upon, I think it was in Telegram, an article on grounding and how it being out in the sunlight and the grounding and how it changed your blood cells. There was a study. So I don't know where to find it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is what I do. Grounding red blood cells, right? Okay. Grounding increases. Oh, hold on. Let me go back and share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. So all I did was type in Google, grounding red blood cells. Grounding increases the surface charge on red blood cells and therefore reduces blood viscosity and clumping. So the study of the video that I saw was an actual blood sample that they did. I believe the person was outside grounding, which means sitting on the earth or with their feet on the earth, barefoot on the earth. And they pulled blood before red blood cells under a microscope. They pulled blood, after 20 minutes of sitting out in the sun and grounding. And the red blood cells were all clumped together at the beginning. And then the after sample, they were all nice and healthy and round. And they were all kind of just, separated. They weren't clumped together. When they're clumped together, it's not good. That's blood clots and that's thick blood, which you want thin blood, and you don't want any blood clots in your blood. So I couldn't find that video again to share with you guys. So I went on my own and just typed in grounding red blood cells to see what I could find so I could, give you guys the example of how you go and you start reading up on these things. This is how you learn. This is how you fill up your book of knowledge, and then you start trying it out. There's blood issues. I've had blood issues. I've had blood clots twice in my life. I've had superficial after my third son, and with my fourth child, Samantha, I had a DVT, which is a deep vein thrombosis, which put me into prenatal ICU. It's very scary. Had to do all this stuff. Well, gosh, I really wish that back then, 17 years ago, when I was, having those issues with blood clots, I would have known that maybe just the simple thing of sitting out in the sun with my bare feet against the earth was going to help me prevent blood clots. So I have added, since I have that history and there's heart disease that runs in my family, I have added this practice to my health regimen, my sovereign healthcare plan, my personal sovereign healthcare plan on a daily basis to sit out in the sun for 20 minutes, bare feet with my feet against the earth. Okay. Now, can I tell that it's helping? I have no idea. I don't take a blood sample every day and put it under a microscope, but I have done enough research, or I have seen it enough times that, you know what? Who cares? I'm going to get some nice color. I'm going to get some sunlight, and I'm going to help my blood stay thin by sitting outside for 20 minutes a day. Anybody can do this. If you don't have time in your day, get up earlier and go sit in the sun, in the sunlight. Go out and eat your lunch outside. If you get a lunch break, go eat your lunch outside after work. Instead of going straight home, go to a park, sit outside for 20 minutes, then drive home. I mean, there's no excuses here. This is something that everybody can do. No excuses. Okay. Along with the grounding comes the sunlight. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Let me get to the sunlight part. Okay. Now, why is sunlight important? Well, guess what? Go read why sunlight's so important. You know what I learned when I was doing some research on sunlight and why it's so important? I learned that vitamin D is not really a vitamin, it's a hormone. So what happens is, and you can see it right here. So vitamin D is naturally produced when UVB light is absorbed by the skin, converting a specialized cholesterol to pre-vitamin D3. Pre-vitamin D3 then converts to vitamin D3 in the skin and transfers to the bloodstream over several days. Arriving in the liver, vitamin D requires 2 metabolic conversions to become calcitriol, the active form of vitamin D. Calcitriol binds to vitamin D receptors in nearly every cell throughout the body. Okay. Despite being called a vitamin, vitamin D is actually a hormone within the body. Did not know that. Now, upon further research, we know that you get the majority of you have open sun to you, and you can get it on the most surface area of your skin, March, April through September, right? But then in some states, not here in Florida, that's why I live in Florida, some states, September through March, April, you're gonna be challenged to get out and get the sunlight, right? So maybe during those months is when you want to make sure that you are on a very good vitamin D3 supplement. And you also want to make sure that you've got calcium. The one I recommend has calcium, has a ton of minerals. It comes in liquid, which is the best form of calcium, or a capsule. And you want to have some magnesium in there because you need the magnesium to push the calcium back into your bones. You need it for all the chemical reactions that go on in your body, just like I described before, of the pathway of how the sunlight gets into your skin, produces a hormone that goes here, and it tells this to do this and tells that to do that, and gets it to the right place. Hormones are like messengers for your body, so they keep the systems of your body operating correctly. So this is an article that I would highly suggest you go and read through, or go find another article on sunlight done right, or the health benefits of sunlight, and start reading on that so that you understand what you're doing when you're doing it. Okay. Another thing that has good thing gone wrong, let's say, there's a programming that sunlight is bad for us, bad for you, bad for you, bad. Put on your sun protection. You're gonna get skin cancer if you don't put up. No, you're not gonna get skin cancer from the sun. You will get skin cancer if you put chemicals on your skin and then they bake into your skin and turn into carcinogens, because they were carcinogens in their chemical form before they made contact with your skin. So the sunlight is not causing the cancer. The chemicals on your skin are causing the cancer. Likewise, if you are consuming chemicals, your skin is your largest organ. It's a huge detoxifier. So a lot of things escape through your skin. We just talked about your feet and all that crap coming out of your bottom and your soles of your feet, right? So same things happen. So if you have a very unhealthy, full of carcinogen diet, and you're outside exercising and you're sweating and these carcinogens are coming out of your pores and these toxins, because that's one of the main ways that our body releases toxins, is to sweat and to release it through your skin, and you're out in the sun, and now those carcinogens are being exposed to the sunlight. That's a problem. So the sunlight is not the issue. The chemicals that you're consuming are putting on your body, those are the issues. So make sure that now, I will say, don't stay out in the sun and fry yourself. My theory with sunscreen is you get some exposure on bare skin, you get in the shade. Get some exposure on your bare skin, get in the shade, right? Avoid being out for 2 hours from high noon to 2 o'clock in the afternoon when that sun is beating down. Make sure that you're hydrating. Make sure that you're not eating or consuming chemicals or perfumes on you or makeup. I see these girls go out in the sun and they've got all this makeup on, and I'm just like, oh my God, you're doing so much damage to your skin, because very rarely is there any kind of makeup that does any kind of coverage or, does any good that's pure. Most organic makeup, I don't even bother with it because it doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. So next week is week number 10. It's our last week. We will be live next week. I just had an appointment tonight that I could not reschedule. And next week is all about habits. Make them and move on. That's what our next week is all about. And we'll kind of do a recap of the whole Sovereign Healthcare Plan. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you are send them to me. You can either comment on this video. I'm going to post this video in the lifestyle coaching program, or you can email me always at trish@lifestylewellnessgroup.com if you have any topics that or questions that you need to answer to, and we'll discuss them next week on March 9th at 7 o'clock. You guys have a great day. Bye.